stereotype of being brainless, crazy lunatics, you know, but if you were to approach this event anywhere like that, you wouldn't last long, you know. So we've all got that self-preservation mechanism inside, so there's a lot more engagement with your brain to do an event like this than I think anyone that hasn't done it understands. I feel like what happens is the sensation of speed is the same, because as soon as you feel more comfortable, you go quicker. So you're constantly in the same area of sensation, let's say for fear and speed and, you know, risk sort of taking. But as you acclimatize to the environment and the track surface, and, you know, you develop your skills, hone your skills into this course, then the track starts to feel like it slows down, but you're speeding up at the same rate. So you stay in that same sort of bubble of experience. So a 26 the other night felt the same sensation as I do now doing a 31. But obviously the speed, acceleration, entry speed, corner speed is all lifted. But I'm going through the same. 6 laps, made it home to the end, so, you know, obviously safe and well. That's the primary focus. A little slow in the pit stop. Mel on the back wheel got run into, sort of slowed us a little in the pit stop. We lost maybe 20 seconds, but other than that, everything went fairly smooth. I was not particularly focused on the position, so P7, but I was hoping to do better than a 1:30 in a lap time, and I think I might have done it on the last lap, but there was yellow flags, so I had to slow down for the yellow flags and lost a few vital seconds. So I don't know what that time would have been, but in general, yeah, I would have liked to have kind of improved a bit on my lap time or my average lap speed. But all in all, it's good. We've got plenty of understanding now how to improve, and we've got another 3 races on the bike to go. So I'll look forward to improvements.
My mouth was like literally on the floor yesterday at Great Hill. Wow.
So I've sort of already had that feeling of being away for a couple of years and coming back again. So I knew kind of what I was getting myself into. And I was saying to people like a newcomer is nervous because he doesn't know what he's getting himself into. You know, he's like anticipating what's happening. I knew exactly what I was getting myself into. That's why I was nervous.
Sometimes.
Yeah, as good as I can. All the prep's done. The little bike's been, you know, running really well. I haven't had any problems with it. I haven't really made any changes because I feel like the bike's really been in a good range, and I feel like there's far more to come from me than chopping and changing setup and trying to like really alter the bike in any way that's going to really assist. I think the bike's already in a good range. I just need to sort of build myself up to match where the sort of bike is, and then I think I'm sort of starting to get into that sort of period now where maybe a few alterations might make a difference, but we're up to the race now, so I really just need to you know, get on with it. You know, being 5 years away from the event makes it hard to get straight back to the top level guys' speed, so you know, there's still a fair bit between where I am and, you know, where I think the lead pace is going to be, but you know, hopefully each lap I can continue to improve.
Come past the inside. Elbow out.
So Pete caught me and passed me.
How was that?
Any chance I beat it on this little bike? Yeah, no, I kept seeing. I obviously had no idea who it was, but you know, I had an idea. Well, it's got to be a few people: first, second, third, fourth. And I'm fourth, fifth. Yeah, trying. Every time I do laps, I feel like I'm getting better, you know, and understanding it more. So it feels like it puts urgency on needing to do more laps. You know what I mean? We're getting to the end of the racing now, and it's accelerating the urgency. I need more laps. You know. So I maybe need to make notes now of what this sensation and feeling is, so that over time you don't forget.
Yeah.
And I can be better prepared for next year. You know, ride more classes, because sometimes when you haven't been here for a while, you make excuses for why. Oh, I don't need to do that, and I'd probably be better off, you know, just focusing on one class, and you know, don't need a distraction. And then when you hear, you're like, no, that's not true. The best thing I can do is ride every class and every bike and be on the track as often as possible to enhance my understanding and knowledge. And it's funny, your perceptions are altered by your environment. So we just went to Derby and done 2 hours of riding around there. Yeah, obviously the bike ran fine, as it should, you know, just as it has done the last, you know, 18 laps of practice and 6 laps of the superbike. It just ran absolutely like it should. We all expected it to, but you know, sometimes you just got to see it to believe it. So. Yeah. And then whilst we were there, we sort of made a few changes with suspension just to see, because the setup here is quite a bit different to what we'd run at BSB, and it's a stock bike, so I can't actually even put the settings in that I would run at BSB even if I wanted to.
Yeah. So
it was just worth playing around with a couple of clicks and springs and stuff, just to sort of explore that we're in the right area and range. So that was a good exercise.
Oh, mega well done, mate. What lap that? What?
Yeah, it was good. You know, I have to be happy with that. Then, of course, I see my teammate smashing lap records and, you know, taking wins, and you know, wouldn't we all love to be doing that? But you know, I've got to recognise where I'm at in my journey, and you know, 5th in the stock race is probably right about where I'm supposed to be, because you know, that was as best as I could do. I feel comfortable. You know, there was probably some more risk I could take, but I didn't want to take extra risk, you know, so I have to be, you know, willing to accept where I'm at the moment. So, yeah, I hope, you know, it's just great seeing all the crowd. They were, you know, cheering us on like as if I was winning the race, which is you know, it's typical of the Isle of Man TZ crowd. They get behind everybody, no matter your position. So I enjoyed that. Again, a fifth in our first race. I think the bike's potential is stronger than a fifth. I think a podium is absolutely for sure. Maybe Mickey D's stretching things out a bit too far at the front for me to think that it could ever reach his potential. But yeah, I mean, if I had a perfect day and rode absolutely to my, you know, to the best of my ability, I think maybe a podium. You know, who knows? But even if it was just another fifth, I'd probably be happy with that as well.
Oh, is that why? Because I didn't see you on track.
Honestly, I felt like I was doing 125. I felt, yeah, I was using more road than I wanted to. I was up the curve a couple of times, just trying to carry as much momentum and, yeah, obviously ride as fast as I could. We were desperately trying to make up some time after I lost in the pit stop, and yeah, to end up on the podium is, yeah, I can't believe it.
What happened in the pit stop? We lost 30 seconds in the pit stop. We were trying to work it out. Even if you had not had that 30 seconds, it's still about
I don't know what the maths is, but yeah,
there's
just
quick maths in my head. Yeah, about 12 seconds.
just fat fingers. So the bike was, you know, just a blank screen and no power, and then when I pressed the button, which you think would light it all up, apparently takes a multiple amount of seconds before it shows any light. So you press it 2 or 3 times, then you don't know where you are. You don't know if you got it on or got it off. So it was a bit of a disaster in the pits, unfortunately.
Why not?
Ladies and gentlemen, his first TT podium.
There was hands over the top for the fuel and hands rubbing with the rag to mop up the fuel that had spilled, and there was just hands everywhere. And I just threw my hands in the direction of the handlebars, and my fat thumb or finger or whatever must have hit the big red button and just turned everything off. Finally.
Have a drink.
I've achieved exactly what we hoped to, and I've probably even been a bit optimistic when I said before the event, you know, I'd love to get a podium But you know,
Big at Podium.
yeah, but not in the class I was expecting and the way I was expecting. But you know, you've got to kind of dangle the carrot a little bit and give people something to look forward to. And to be fair, you know, in other years, what I'm doing this week probably would have been somewhere near the podium. But you know, this year everything's just moved on. So you know, I'm over the moon. I'm thrilled. I'm happy. You know, I've got all those emotions. I'm just actually excited to be part of it again. You know, and like when I've been here every year, not racing and watching, and I feel like, you know, like a big part of me is missing. You know, when I'm here watching, and then so to be here and actually be one of the top men is like pretty special. You know, I'm not you know, Peter Hickman or Michael Dunlop or Dean Harrison at the moment, but being a part of this event at the front end, the sharp end of the results table is you're one of very few people in the world, so that's given me a real buzz at the moment.
You've got a very...
The amazing things don't mean you have to win.
Yeah.
You know,
It's bigger than that.
It's bigger, yeah. I mean, even, you know, I hope everyone got home in that race safe, and you know, every person that finished the line at the end is a bit of a hero. You know, so to be up the top end of that list is mega.
Senior TT, Peter Hickman.
You know, when I heard, you know, Pete done 136, it was almost like belittled a little bit what I'd done in my head. I'm like, wow, like I'm so far away from that. It's hard to kind of fathom where I could even find small improvements, let alone a massive improvement like that. So, but you know, with a lot more time to reflect on it, I'm actually quite happy with my Superstock result. You know, I beat a lot of guys that are regulars here at the TT, you know, including the likes of John McGuinness. I know he's a lot older guy on the grid now, but you know, he's still one of the greats of the Isle of Man history, and so you know, to beat him on fair terms and others, you know, it's actually, you know, quite a good result really. And it's only when I try and compare to Pete that it seems like it's not achieving enough. But you know, I think that's where sometimes just the purest racer in me wants only the best, you know, and I sometimes need to remind myself, for some of the smaller achievements I get are still big achievements in the grand scheme of motorcycle racing. And I'm sure there's such a list of people that would say, oh, I'd love to be able to do a lap around the Isle of Man. There'd be people that say, oh, I'd love to do a lap quicker than what I'm currently doing. And then there might be someone that'd say, I'd love it if I was able to race a lap as quick as Josh Brookes, you know, and here I am saying I'd love to be able to do a lap as quick as Peter Hickman, you know what I mean? So it's all relative, isn't it? I think, you know, I'm in the top level of my sport and comparable with the best. So I need to, you know, find a moment to reflect on that and enjoy the moment.